Hey there, Taurus. Welcome to your reading for the week of January 25th. This week, you start off with the Eight of Clubs, which is a great card. I always say this is the most rare card in the deck. It almost never shows up in personal readings, almost never shows up on these weekly readings. It has been showing up from time to time recently, but I think it's more of a astrological, energetic thing. That's why this card's coming up. But this card's about influence, and really that's a message I'm getting for you this week. Is all about influence, being an influencer, influencing people. It's interesting because Aries had a very similar message, totally different cards, but they were kind of getting this thing about being able to like hold people's attention. And I think it's going to be very similar for you this week as well. I think you'll have like a lot of it, like be able to affect people on a very deep level, and I think that's what these cards are saying. I actually think that's pretty much your only purpose this week, to be quite honest. Like nothing else comes up. Even like I think it's a very heavy work week as well. I think a lot of you will be working. I think that's where your focus is. But I think if we really dove really deep and really look at exactly what you're supposed to be doing, it's like you being an influencer this week, you affecting the people around you, and I would say in a positive way. You have zero negative cards, so definitely about creating these kind of like influencing situations. Eights are always about like you and other people, and the energy between the you and a group. Even it's not even just two people; it can be a huge group of people. You really have the power to like influence a lot of things this week. Next, you have the Jack of Hearts. I think this is probably one of the people you'll be influencing. Jack of Hearts coming in. It can also, for those of you that are single, this can be a relationship coming into you. It can be somebody who admires you for sure, but I'm really feeling that mostly some of you will be influencing somebody in your lives. And this could be somebody usually who's close to you. It could be like a son or a daughter. I don't attach sex to the card, so it doesn't matter that it's a male on the card. It could be either or. And, it'd be somebody who's close to you, maybe even like a niece or a nephew or something that you are going to be influencing this week. So definitely be on the lookout for that. I would say that it's somebody who probably needs your advice. It's interesting the way the cards came out because you definitely have some like advice giving stuff coming up here at the end, and we'll talk about that in a second. But I think that there's somebody very specific that you will be giving advice to who needs your help. Maybe it's because they're trying to move forward too quickly. I would say that's going to be the case for like 90% of you. This isn't even like a small percentage thing. I'm feeling it's like a big thing for every single Taurus out there, really. I'm going to be that specific on this. And this person here coming into your life is like a younger, probably water sign or heavy water in their chart, and they're probably needing your grounding advice this week, and that's why they're coming up here. I think that this is somebody coming in who's looking to like charge forward on something, and I think you actually just need to come in to kind of ground them out, make them think about things, not to tell them not to do it, but just to tell them how to do it like more slowly, more steady, and more stable, and all of that. It can also be somebody who needs your advice as well there, who, I think this person will come in, so be on the lookout. They might not directly ask you, but you might get the feeling that you need to tell them something, and I would go for it. Next, you have the Eight of Diamonds, same thing. Advice at work. This card represents working really hard. It's a good success card as well. You could be really successful with an Eight of Diamonds. With this card, the more work you put into things, the more you're going to get back. So if you need extra money this week or something, then definitely put in some extra work into a project or something at work, and you could see that money return. But again, has a very strong advice feel to me this week, that you're going to be providing advice and you're going to be like a leader and, an influencer, I guess is the best word, because I really do feel you influencing people this week. And with this card, that makes total sense. And finally, you have the Queen of Hearts. This is that advice thing that I was talking about. Queen of Hearts is typically called the mother, and it's all about giving compassionate advice to people in a lot of ways. I think that's why I said, like, I think this advice will be very needed for the people in your life. And like I said, this goes for every single situation this week for you. Like, it's a big message, so I would say has to do with everything in your life. And the Queen of Hearts gives like the best advice, so just make sure your advice is compassionate and heartfelt with this card. But that's that. Pretty straightforward week for you. So thank you for watching and enjoy your week.